I deserve this. I've reached the bottom of the rabbit hole. Should I be happy now that I know the truth? My my family will receive a short note from me. I wish I had anyone else to say goodbye to. Welcome to the VG Myth Hunters official blog. I'm Thomas, or just Tom for short. You might recognize me from Chaos Bulletin, but now my two online friends and I are starting this blog away from the message board to document our findings easier. Why, you may ask? Well, we finally have a lead on that crazy Sonic stuff. Thanks to the publicity our 3-year-long search has received from this month's Tech Legend magazine, we managed to get in contact with someone who used to work at Sega Technical Institute. If you're not already familiar with the myth of the evening, here's a refresher. In 2008, a super early beta built for Sonic 1 was found and uploaded. Apparently, there was only one small level in playable state, Green Hill Act 1. It was supposedly super unfinished. No background, no rings, no music, nothing except Sonic and the level geometry. One player tried using a variety of Game Genie cheat codes just to see what would happen. Only one code did anything. The code ATBTXXXX had supposedly spawned in a second Sonic with glitched out colors who would chase after you. The guy who found the secret posted a single screenshot to 4chan, and as soon as that screenshot got out, all traces of the build had disappeared. Until now. A disgruntled ex-employee of STI had contacted my friend Miles after seeing the magazine's coverage of the myth, claiming that he had the exact build that we were looking for in EXE file format. Julian and I didn't really buy his story, but I needed to know. I had Miles ask him to send in the disc anyway. Don't try this at home! It arrived in a sketchy-looking package. I got the disc out and I had a quick look at the label, SONIC.EXE, written in black Sharpie, barely legible. I rushed to put it in my PC without a second thought. It boots up almost perfectly. Sonic and his name are both missing from the title screen, but that's alright. This is just a beta build after all. I press start, and there it is. Beta Green Hill, exactly as I hoped. It matches the story's description perfectly. Sadly, since this is an executable, not a ROM file, I don't think I can put in any Game Genie codes, but that's fine. We struck gold, guys. Expect a download link soon. Today at school, I couldn't stop thinking about our new find. I know some of you are skeptical, but prepare to eat your words. I mean, we have the game. I just haven't quite figured out how to give you guys a download link. Yeah, I'm not that good with the super techie stuff. Miles says I shouldn't really worry about you guys right now. He says I should look through the game myself and take screenshots while him and Julian figure out the download link. So, that's what we're doing. Let's see. So, this is our title screen. Obviously a super unfinished graphic. Okay, I'm gonna be a little honest. Second time seeing this has me a little unnerved. You remember that feeling that would wash over you when you were a kid? Specifically when you're sitting in the living room, in the dark, alone? Never mind. I'm just happy they changed it. Next pick. I never thought I'd be the first one to post an image of this version of Green Hill Zone in 3 years. Or, as the title card called it, just Hill. Even though this is my second time playing, I still feel like Indiana Jones coming across the Holy Grail. Okay, to give a more in-depth description, there isn't any heads-up display showing your lives, rings, or anything like that. In fact, there are no rings, badniks, or hazards, not counting the bottomless pits, of course. Just like the rumors said. Next and final pick, here we go. Well, yeah. Here I am at the end of the level. No goalpost in sight. I mean, it's not like I was really expecting anything different this time anyway, so... The part I'm actually excited for is the part where Miles and Julian figure out the damn download link. I can't wait to see the crazy unused stuff you hackers are probably gonna find. Okay, so they don't have the link yet. Disappointing, right? Well, Miles is telling me that he's having a hard time with the exe file I sent him. I asked him if I can help at all, and he said that if he was in my position, with a working copy, he would be playing it. Julian told me to input the Sonic 1 level select code just to see if anything happens. I did, and instead of showing me a list of levels, it just spawned me back in Hill. I ran through the level, pressing every button on my keyboard, and nothing had changed at all. I started thinking about how half of you guys think I'm lying about this game, and how I can't prove it to you guys until I have that download link. I closed the game in frustration. You guys know the tale of Sisyphus? Okay, genuinely, I thought I wouldn't be making a fourth entry. I am beyond baffled by what just happened. Alright, let me start from the beginning, guys. So I was sitting at my desk, moping around, when suddenly the game randomly started running again. At first, I thought I had opened it by accident or something. Seemed like nothing had changed. The title screen was still as empty as it ever was. But after one last intrusive, curious thought, I pressed start. What the fuck? Tails? Why am I playing as Tails? I have so many questions. Is this a fan game? Did I get scammed? Listen, guys, I am not trolling you. Is this because of the code I put in? It seems like I can't fly or run very fast now. I have to see what else has changed after I put in that code. The terrain is just flat, and I'm being forced to speedwalk my way to the other side of the map. It wasn't like this before. No, I don't mean the level design or anything like that. Only now have I noticed how the missing flowers, black background, and lack of music make this version of the game feel dead. It's really nothing special. Unfinished games are usually like this, you know? Okay, I'm at the end of the stage now, and I found Sonic. He's exactly where I left him when I last played. He's in his curled up sprite, for whatever reason. Okay, honestly, am I wrong for saying this is a little scary? Not like in a cheesy creepypasta way or anything, you know? Well, no matter how unintentionally dreadful this version of the game feels, I, VG Myth Hunter Tom, have a job to do. Not only for you guys, but for myself as well. Time to press forward. And as soon as I touch Sonic, the game crashes. I've always found it creepy whenever something like this happens. This was all so weird, but it's piquing my interest like crazy. I can't wait for Miles and Julian to see what I found. Alright, I've been seeing your comments. Just like the rest of you, I'm also on the fence about whether or not this is really that 1990 build. I'd hate if I got sent some creepy fan game by some troll as a joke. I keep thinking back to the last time someone posted images of this game. The reason it became a mystery in the first place. Getting you guys a download link is our top priority, whether it's some troll's fan game or not. We can't risk losing this build a second time. For now, though, the best I can do is post more screenshots. Sadly, though, the build closes itself every time I try to run it. I'm very worried that the crash last night left a permanent mark on the game. The game started on its own again. No title screen, no level name. This time, I'm Knuckles. None of these sprites are ones I've seen before. For the first time in this build, there's music present in the level. It's a dark, gothic piano. It sounds straight out of a vampire movie. After a little walking, I find rows of what look like Sonic's eyes. I'm not entirely sure. The land is completely flat, and Knuckles seems to be about as slow as Tails was. This part of this build almost feels like it was meant to be creepy. I'm so confused. So, I found a ramp, and I've been running up said ramp for minutes now, giving me some time to process how much of a fever dream this whole experience is. I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to wrap my head around it all. Obviously, I shouldn't be seeing any of this. The level's music is starting to get to me. I reached the top of the ramp, and I found a message. Who am I? I feel uneasy. I'm genuinely fighting myself on whether or not to walk forward. This has to be some troll game. Whoever made this, you're not funny. This isn't funny. My two best friends and I have been searching for this game for 3 years, and you think it's funny to trick us into buying into your shitty fan game? It's pretty scary, I'll give you that. So instead of walking into some cheap jump scare, I'm closing the game. There. It's over. I'm not posting a download link. I'm done. Thank you for wasting our time. Miles and Julian haven't contacted me since I posted my latest entry. Knowing them, they're probably mad at me for suddenly throwing away 3 years of hard work over being trolled. I'm not posting here to announce a revival of the investigation. No, the only reason I'm posting a 7th entry is because I desperately need help getting this game off of my computer. The disk won't eject and I don't know why. Every 30 minutes, the game reopens itself and shows me a screen that says continue. I close the tab every single time without a second thought. Whoever made this game isn't getting what they want from me. I don't want to see a single comment asking me to continue playing the game. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I'm terrified by it. I would be lying if I said that I didn't want to know what this game's deal is, but I genuinely feel like I'm destroying my soul every time I even think about it. I had a nightmare last night. I woke up in an endless empty field. The sky was black, but it wasn't dark. I picked myself up and wandered around. It felt like hours before I found anything. Eventually, I spotted a palm tree in the distance. I ran over and saw something weird at the base of the tree. The tree was growing out of the screen of an old, cracked computer monitor. I reached my hand out to feel the odd tree, but when my hand made contact, the tree withered away in an instant before my eyes. I stood there, staring at the monitor it had grown from. Then, out of nowhere, I felt a pair of cold, wet, clawed hands wrap around my chest. I looked down at the hands. They were pitch black. The creature they were attached to was tall, as I could feel its breath hitting the top of my head. My eyes darted back down to the monitor, and its cracked screen provided a reflection of the massive black and red beast. I woke up, sweating like a maniac. I rushed to grab a pencil and paper. Below is a drawing of what I saw in that reflection. I need to do something about this. I need to know what this game is. I've made up my mind. Tonight, I'm diving back in. Miles and Julian have finally contacted me again, and after everything, they did their best to comfort me, and they told me that they still wanted to help me figure this game out. When the world seems bleak, you can always count on your two best friends, right? I waited for the game to launch itself again, and when it did, I pressed start one last time. But instead of it putting me in a level, it kept me on the same blank, barren title screen I've gotten used to by this point. I pressed start over and over again, rapidly, and nothing happened. I started hearing the faintest of mumbling coming from my PC speakers. Confused, I leaned in to listen closely, and I took a brief moment to calm myself down. I pressed start again, fully knowing what I was getting into. I was back where I last left off, but this time I was playing as Sonic. The message, "Who am I?" still looms above my head. This time, though, I wanted to know the answer. I fought against my gut and pushed forward. After a few agonizing minutes of walking to the right, I had reached a cliff that leads into the darkness. The game definitely wants me to jump down. What other choice do I have? I need to know what all this means. As soon as I started to fall, the screen went dark. And now back in Hill. I can hear a faint voice from my speakers again. It sounds like it's telling me to run. As I push forward, drowning music. I start to see something on the left of my screen quickly come in and out of frame. It looks like Sonic, but different. My heart was racing. I was being chased by the thing that appeared in my dreams. I could barely see its jet black skin and crimson fur against the dark, unfinished background of an endlessly looping green hill zone. You read that correct. Any time I was near the end of the stage, I ended up back at the beginning again. Why does this game know about my nightmare? This can't be explained away as being some random fan game anymore. All of these unexplainable thoughts started to distract me, which eventually caused me to get caught by the red beast. The screen went dark again. A message appeared. Huh? I mean, I asked for the game, so not really. That's when I first heard of the game, 3 years ago. You've known about me for 3 years? Wait, what? Wait, no. You're not saying what I think you're saying. They're my friends. I've known them for 3 years. They're just as real as I am. Oh, God. I have no words. I tried checking in on Miles and Julian. Every account they had on every message board, forum, and blog are missing, like they never existed. 3 years. My two best friends. My only friends. I have no words. Hey guys, Thomas here, or Tom for short. The download link is ready. Go wild.